We're here today to talk about sex and sexuality. Woo! This is actually a question from our viewers, so we can't wait to get started. How do you have a good relationship with yourself around sex, sexuality, and sensuality? That's what we're going to be talking about today, and we're going to give you 7 tips so that you can find a way to feel way better and have so much more fun. And stick around for the end, because you'll see that last little bonus tip that we give, point number 8, 8 being the number of prosperity and family, and you know, it is the infinity symbol, right? So on that particular point, we are going to be sharing with you really what it's all about. And we're also going to be using the Wild Woman mystery cards, which I wrote and illustrated inside of our conversation, so that you can see how to use cards in your everyday life and how easy it is to get guidance from the universe all the time. This is part 2 of a 2-part series. You can see part 1 right there. Welcome, Wild Woman, to the Wild Woman Enchanted show, where life is better. A TV show about your life so you can take your life back and make time for you and your dreams. I'm Elizabeth McLeod, the host of the Wild Woman Enchanted show, and I'm here with the lovely and most beautiful Sarah Sahota. Here we handle tricky topics in an open and easy way so you can unleash your wild woman and thrive. Before I begin, if you're having trouble knowing how to make decisions and following your instinct and intuition, you definitely want to sign up for my free e-course and guide on how to begin using your instincts and flow with your life right away so you can feel better. I'm speaking from experience and from my clients' experience as well. You can register below this video, where you'll find the link to sign up to start today.
Especially in your sex life, you know, you can bring up all sorts of things. If you're on a spiritual path and you're going, where's next for me to look for myself, where I'm injured, where I lack power, where I lack freedom, you know, sex will bring all that up.
Yes. Hi, I'm Elizabeth McLeod, and I'm the author and illustrator of the Wild Woman mystery cards, founder of Wild Woman Enchanted, and teacher and student of all things magical.
I love it. I'm Sarah Sahota, and I'm a speaker and a life artist.
This is where we left off for part 1. So sharing the allowing oil with each other. It's a special blend for the second chakra to nurture your spiritual strength and joy. You can find it in my online store, and I'll leave the link for you below. We're going to start right where we left off. And here we go. Are you ready to be transformed?
Well, imagine if we allowed sexual pleasure.
Imagine.
I had a huge breakthrough in this.
On.
I'm gonna like risk a personal share. Yeah, give it to me, girl. I want it bad. Personal share alert. You know, I was married for 10 years, and sex was a chore, and I didn't view it as something that I showed up to. I viewed it as something I had to do, and you know, I remember this moment with my new partner, and he and I were discussing being in a committed relationship, which I was adamant that we had prior to being sexually involved, which you know. And that was just right for me, right? And so we're in the conversation about having a sexual relationship, a committed relationship, and he goes in a text, "You like sex?" And my first instinct was to write, "Hell no!" Like, no. And I wrote back, "Yes." And I'll never forget that moment, because for me it felt like a lie, but I knew I was creating a new future.
I really like that, because when you stepped out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, and I recreated myself.
Yeah.
And inside of our sex life, I've been able to recreate myself. Like, I've always battled with being comfortable with my body, never mind just with my body, but naked, moving. It was like a coming to this place where I could allow myself to be present enough to open up to being with him, like truly being with him in a way that wasn't me in my head delivering my body.
Yeah. I'm just really struck at the word allowing, because when we allow ourselves to be all that we are in that place and be in integrity with that, you know, it doesn't really matter what we look like. I mean, you're just, when you're really present, when you're in the present of the love-making mode, and just, or even in the lustful place where you're not there yet, but you're just lustful, just allowing those feelings to go through, and being okay that you have them, that they're okay. That word allowing
literally comes from our
yeah. That's where all that activity happens. That's where creativity, that's where pleasure is, so where sexuality is. We're talking about allowing oil, the presence card. Let's see what else we get here just to add to all of our conversation around this. It's,
I feel like we could go on forever.
We could go on forever.
Dare!
Well, this is interesting. So then we're in dare, and what happens with dare is that's the third chakra. That's power, will, and instinct. What were we talking about in the beginning? Injured instincts. Right? Here's the dare card.
Yeah, and dare to be present. Dare to be present, especially in your sex life, you know.
And the word sensuality, it's sense.
Yeah.
It's our senses, because when we're in that place where we're just engaging in that way, all our senses are alive.
Yeah. And the difference that I feel in my experience of myself by being able to just be that vulnerable. It's not even about the sex. It's about the sharing of myself fully and being present to share. Being fully allowing yourself to actually express all the feelings that you have.
Yeah. Because they're not small feelings. Orgasm is a big feeling.
Oh, it's a big feeling.
And if you have it together, it's a really big feeling.
Yeah.
You know, and so being allowed to be in that place together is really, it's actually so beautiful. That's why we all feel good too, right? And it's a place of bliss.
Absolutely. And I think we need to be careful as women, because there is a culture of being used for something. And I think it's our responsibility to intuitively look out for ourselves such that we know our value and we bring that value, and that being used for is only done when it's done mutually and agreed uponly.
Well, you know, and it brings me to, you know, teaching our children. And like, for example, when a young girl gets her first period, you know, it's like, you know, in my day, it was like, oh, you've got the curse.
Come on,
what is that, right? I mean, well, kind of, but it's not really. If you really look at it, like, we had a friend of mine, her child came into her womanhood, and we all gathered together like we would in the red tent. Now, there was gifts and foods and everything, but all her friends gathered. So she was with her and her younger friend, and we all sat down and we talked about what that was like, what our first time was like, what happened, what we felt like, and she got to hear it from a place of maturity. Because I think part of what happens is when we have an injured instinct and when we override something, we have that naive place of not knowing because we didn't get to mature into that more mature instinct. When we didn't get that chance to do that, then we don't get the chance to sort of grow up. I mean, I you know, that's a whole other conversation, but that whole, like, it's like maturing your magic.
Yes.
It's like maturing. It's all about shifting into the next level of awareness of what we are humanly capable of doing and experiencing and being.
Absolutely.
And what we can give and receive from one another.
Oh, no, that's another episode, giving and receiving, not in this context, but and allowing abundance in all areas of your life. I know that people say that it's not spiritual to enjoy sex. It's not, you know, good. We have to be good as women all the time. And, you know, fuck it. Throw it out the window. Yeah. And the fact of the matter is, have integrity with yourself and discover who you are and allow your human conduit, your human body, to experience all parts of life in their glory.
Oh, well, you know, there's all those different things. I think of Tantra too, which has been given kind of a bad name in the West. It's all about sex. Well, it's not all about sex. Really, Tantra, it means flow. You know,
to move
flow,
with.
Move with in your life, and to allow.
Yeah.
So really, that's you know, it's again, it's like when we allow ourselves to have that.
As women, you know, I think if we jump into bed with people, then we muddy those waters.
Yeah, we do.
We muddy them, and we deserve to be clear.
We deserve to be clear, and if you want to jump in, then jump in, but do it with awareness of what you're doing.
Yeah,
don't be hard on yourself. Don't damage yourself or your inner core because you think you should do something for someone else, or you should because, or for whatever reason. I mean, it's really, this is your body.
Yeah.
This is your temple.
Yeah.
Your body temple will tell you, if you listen, if your instincts are injured, then, you know, it's good to seek help, talk to other women, do the things that you need to do in order to gather that energy back and pull it back into yourself so you know exactly where you need to be and be comfortable in that. And know the difference between excited and fear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And allow all that pleasure because, you know, sex was created for us.
Yes, let's do a blessing.
The truth.
So that's the truth. It's part of who we are.
So enjoy yourself.
Yeah, sex
in
and
whatever
sexuality.
way you do.
So let's recap the 7 tips, starting with number 1, be comfortable with your body. Number 2, allow yourself to be all you are. Number 3, be present. Number 4, express the feelings you have. Number 5, know your value. Number 6, recognize what you're capable of. And number 7, don't do shoulds. Be sure to subscribe below so that you don't miss any of these episodes. And what else do we do? Oh yeah,
It's my below.
you're pointing at my boob.
Subscribe at her boob.
You know, and we gotta have fun, right? Fun is
Number 1.
number 1.
I don't know what you're doing here if you're not having fun. Sex fits into that.
Sex can be very fun.
Oh yeah.
And on that note, if you like this video, give us a thumbs up and hit the like button. Share it with your friends and be sure to subscribe. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so leave us some comments below and tell us what you think. Sarah and I both read the comments and we totally enjoy interacting with you there. Also, come join us in the private Facebook group where we gather as a tribe and dive deeper into our wild woman selves together. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and we'll see you next time.